Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're gonna paint while talking about being suicidal. Okay, let's start. We're gonna take out all the colors because I haven't painted in forever because I feel like painting needs talent, but my friend was telling me like you don't need talent, you just paint whatever the heck you want. But like, yeah, but like it's true. But if I was trying to make something look nice, then it wouldn't look nice. So yeah. Okay, I wasn't sure if like my head is in the frame or not. Okay, we got these brushes and another pack. We got watercolors, which are these. We got acrylic paint. Okay. I don't know which one I should do. It's upside down! Okay. It's okay, it's fine. I think the acrylic ones, yes, it has more colors. Sort of. There's different shades of colors, I guess. Okay. We're doing watercolors, we need water. Well, we have a cup of water. I don't know what I'm gonna paint. I want to paint like just hectic things and just like just kind of paint all over the page while I'm talking. Okay, I'm gonna try to put like a small amount in each of these. Okay, got yellow so far. Orange. Ooh. A vermilion color that looks red, but on the outside it looks orange. Look, you guys. Okay. I'm also down on the ground in the kitchen because I thought about sitting on the couch, but then I was like, the couch is gonna be full of paint, so carpet it is. And then let's see. This one's the red. Let's see what the red looks like. Ooh, it's kind of like a darkish, like a velvety kind of color. Like, yeah, like that. Okay. Let's see. Brown. It's not open. Try the other one. Also, you guys, so see how this has like a pointy end, right? You see how this is closed? You just do that and then it opens it. I'm sure you guys know that, but like when I discovered this, I was so happy. I was like, yay. But anyways, I'm gonna not open the close one. I'm gonna use the one that's already. This is a burnt sienna. That one's the one that's closed. And then there's a burnt umber. This one's the one that's open. Okay. We'll do that. Oh, that one had a bubble in it somehow. Okay, I kind of like that brown. All right, what other colors? We need to put blue and green. Let's hurry up so I can start talking about the suicidal part. Pretty sure this is closed. No, it's open. Cool. All right, I mean, I guess we talk about it while I'm doing this. Okay, so last time I was suicidal was a while ago, but when I called the 988 crisis line, whatever, and like I asked for about crisis because I was really going through it. This was Sunday night. So I was like really going through it. And I called 98 and I talked to them about what was happening. And then I was like, I want mobile crisis to come over. So I did that. I already got paint on my hands. So I asked them to come over. And apparently they said they'll be here at like 11. And I called, it was like 11. I was like, hey, where you guys at? And they're like, oh, my partner, like the person that works with them, they need to be two of them to come. He got a flat tire, or she got a flat tire, I can't remember who, like it was a girl or a guy, whatever. And she said they had a flat tire, so it's gonna take them a while. And I was like, it's fine. Like, let's just talk for a while. She said we could talk. Yeah, I was like, let's just talk for a while and like talk about what's going on. Like, I just don't need to come. I'm gonna probably go to sleep afterwards anyways, and talking to you is good. I like talking to the mobile crisis lady that was gonna come out more than the 98 lady. Apparently, because I've called 98 apparently two days in a row or 3 days in a row. And every single time, I kid you not, it's the same freaking lady. I didn't realize that because, like, I don't know, I'm suicidal and crying. I'm not paying attention to the tone of voice if it's the same lady or not. But she was like, yeah, I remember talking to you yesterday or the other day, and I was like, oh, it's that girl. There's nothing wrong with her, you guys. It's just like, I'm gonna use the watercolor too. This one's really nice color. There's nothing wrong with her. She's just, yeah, she was like encouraging me to like challenge my beliefs and stuff like that. And like we talked the second time and it was fine. My problem is she was like helping me like use coping skills or whatever, but she wasn't validating the reason why I was so upset. I don't think she took it seriously why I was so upset. I mean, that might not be true, but like I felt like there needed to be more validation about why I was upset. Okay, yeah. Anyways, so the colors we have. Should we start with these? Or these? These are more like smaller and specific. But these are kind of like go crazy. Let's do the crow go crazy. Okay. So yeah. Apparently it's the same lady. And she was talking to me and I was like, dang it. And I kinda like, I know you can request another person, but like I feel like that's rude. And like she never did anything wrong. I just would like another person validating me. Anyways, I talked to the mobile crisis lady. She really helped. She really helped when she came down the first time that I was suicidal. The first time I asked for a mobile crisis. And she's like, do you remember like why you were suicidal last time? I was like, no, not really. And she's like, you were being what's the word, guys? Laid off. Golly, I can't think of the word that I've used a million times. I was being laid off and I was upset that I was gonna lose my friends and like it was my favorite job ever and it made me suicidal. I don't think it was that specific thing that made me suicidal. I think I was already in an episode, and then in an episode I already have heightened emotions, so like something goes wrong, skyrockets with like emotions. So yeah, I still haven't used the paint yet. Okay. I talk a lot with my hands too, so that's the other reason. Let's do maybe a small brush first. Okay, I'll show you guys as I go because I know the camera can't show it or whatever. Is there a way to show it? No, not really. Okay, it's fine. But anyways, I talked to the lady. She helped me feel better and like she validated me good enough. She understood what I was upset about. But yeah, I talked to her and like I took my meds and I went to sleep because it was late. Also, while I was waiting for the mobile crisis, I went outside. My apartment doesn't have like a balcony or the other thing, a deck. Is that what it's called? Sometimes I don't know the English words because I forget and my brain has brain fog and like I have other languages in there and I don't use English for like certain things that like I would tell my parents in Arabic because like I learned the Arabic stuff because I would speak it at home when I was living with them. Anyways, sometimes my words get jumbled up and stuff like that. But yeah. Okay, we're done with green. Let's go with blue. How in the world is it green and then blue in the water? That's crazy. Okay. So I talked to her on the phone. What was I saying? This is why I need to talk and then paint or something like that. Talked to her on the phone. She helped me feel better, and I haven't had like suicidal thoughts with plans in a while. The last time I had a plan was in 2023 when I was going to jump off of a building, and then the next plan was to jump off of a bridge. When the first one I got talked out of, and then the second one again talked out of. But where was I going with this? Oh, that I haven't had a plan in a minute. And usually my suicidal thoughts are like just thoughts without plans. So there's that. But now, lately, okay, when I have suicidal thoughts, they're not with plans, but there's plans to self self-harm, and I get really, really close to self-harming. And it almost feels like it should be a relief to self-harm. That's kind of like the science behind it, or the logic is like, if I inflict pain like on my wrist or something, or my arm, then it will distract me from the pain in my mind. That's kind of the science behind it. But my thing is, I'm a freaking scary cat. I guess I'll just trigger warning this, what the self-harm thing. I should have done a trigger warning at the beginning. But anyways, trigger warning, self-harm. When I would think about self-harm, I would think of like grabbing a knife and like just like slitting my wrist, or just making different like marks on my arm, or with the scissors. But like over time, that's not a good thing, but it went from like, I'm too scared to hurt myself from self-harming, which literally that's the whole entire point, but like I don't want to have it'd be painful, but I want a distraction. It's so stupid, I know. My brain won't decide if it wanted to or not. Anyways, but over time, like the blade or the knife or whatever, it stopped being as scary, and I'm more likely to self-harm now because I'm not as scared. I wouldn't say maybe the episodes are more severe, or like the I don't know if like the thoughts are more severe, or like with time I'm desensitizing myself from like knives and stuff or whatever. So I'm getting real close to self-harming, and I'm really good at loopholes. So like, if I think the knife is too painful, I'm sure I'll think of another great idea of how to self-harm, like if I really was trying and I was like really committed. But like, let's not do that. I call 98 instead. Not my last therapist, the therapist before that, she said that if I feel like cutting something, or like cutting myself, cut something else that's like useful. So one time I had like a paper bag or whatever. You know how Aldi has paper bags? I don't remember why I had a paper bag, or maybe it was a cardboard box. But anyways, I started cutting that, and like instead of cutting myself, that was kind of like a good distraction. Let me show you guys what I've painted so far, so you guys are like, what is she doing? You guys like that? Anyways, I wanted to show you guys. Oh my lord, no, not on the carpet. Okay, it's not. That's good. It's chilling. But like, oh my god, when I'm manic, I forget everything that I'm saying. But yeah, oh yeah. So I used that skill, and that helped at that time. I haven't thought about that in a while. That might like help me if I like do it. But I'm to the point right now where I'm like so suicidal, and like wanting to self-harm so bad that like I don't want alternatives. I don't want coping skills. I don't see a point anymore. I'm constantly losing things. I'm not getting what I want. Like, I pray for specific things, and I don't want to say I never get them, but it takes me years to get the things that I want. Also, there's some dirt on the screen. Okay. Sorry, guys. But yeah, it takes years to get what I want, so it's just like, I'm tired of waiting. I'm tired of, like, the game. I guess it's not a game, but, like, ooh, I think I should put fingerprints. I'll do it on the other page. Because I got the water and the paint on me, and I'm cleaning the paint still, the color still on the brush after putting it in the water. Making another side with my hands. There we go. This is great art. This is kind of helping. So yeah. So that's happening. I have a new therapist, and I've only had her for like maybe a month or two, so like I'm still getting used to her and like stuff like that. But when I first meet like therapists and stuff like that, or I'm trying to tell like a traumatic story or whatever, I always laugh when I'm telling my traumatic stories because that's just how I cope with it. But when I'm feeling like comfortable enough to like talk about it without like laughing, and like being able to cry. Being able to cry is very therapeutic for me, and it helps me process. My bipolar friend, that like, he was just like, why do you think that crying is progress? Like, you just need to cry all the time. He doesn't have that same experience. He's always confused where I'm saying, yay, I'm glad I cried in therapy. He's always confused why I say that. Apparently it's not that experience for him. It's like, I don't know what crying is like for him. Can't really talk about it. But anyways, ooh, this blue is very nice. But anyways, it kind of just feels like, what's the point? Right now after a specific thing, and it just feels like, and I know the point is like, I'm gonna get my master's, I'm gonna get my PhD, and I'm gonna be a psychologist, and it's all gonna be worth it, whatever. I know that, but right now, nothing feels worth it. Everything feels pointless. I don't see the future right now. I can only see like what's in front of me, and it's really annoying and distressing. I'm not gonna clean the brush, but yeah, it's just so bad right now. I just feel like, what's the point? I haven't had plans, but like when I'm walking to like help me feel better, I noticed that it does last time too. Like, I'll just have thoughts of like cars hitting me, and me just walking in the middle of the road and doing that. I never like acted on it. This is really cool, you guys, because it's a mix of colors. I'm gonna show you guys what I did. I just didn't clean the brush, but you guys see this part? It's kind of like a mix of colors, and then I just got different things going on there. What's it called? But anyways, so I start thinking that while I'm walking, which walking is supposed to be my coping mechanism. I started walking when I went to Arkansas when I was manic in December. And like, I was like, when I come back, I want to still walk because I love walking. I learned that this is really helpful for me. Growing up, walking wasn't a good thing. Oh my gosh, the brush just dropped. I'm just gonna color it where it dropped. But it wasn't healthy for me because like my parents would always take me walking, and like they've caused me so much trauma, and like any activity associated with them is like doesn't have like enjoyment to it. But now, like, that I've healed more, it's fine. I can go walk and like I'll feel fine, and I'll be happy, and it'll help me regulate my emotions and think about different things. So like, there's that. I feel like I messed up the painting because I put like darker colors like brown, and like the yellow and the blue are not in the right position, but it's fine. It's just whatever painting. But yeah, anyways, so I start thinking that when I'm walking, I'm like, I could just walk in the road and get hit. But also, something someone told me when I was suicidal the first time when I had a plan. They told me, because my plan was to jump off a roof, and they told me like, what if you jump off and you don't die and you're just injured and you're hurt? I was like, oh, that would be miserable. Like, I already don't want to live, and then I'd be like in pieces, like not pieces, literal pieces, but like different things would be broken. Like, I wouldn't be able to function, walk, or whatever, and it would be miserable. So I was like, yeah, I shouldn't do that because it would just feel miserable even more than like my current situation. So it's kind of like that. So like that thought kind of stops the impulsive thoughts, I guess. So there is that. I guess some of them are just intrusive thoughts right now, but the other one's always like stabbing myself. That'll be like, that's my go-to suicidal thought. It's just to stab myself. But there's that. I'll show you guys what I've painted so far. You guys are gonna think the same thing. Maybe you guys won't think the same thing. I think the darkness ruined it, and like the way I painted the lines kind of ruined it. But okay, let me show you guys. It probably looks better on camera, for real. I just think it looks better on camera than when I'm looking at it on my sheet, my own sheet. But whatever. Anyways, what else should I talk about being suicidal? I hope this makes people feel less alone and not making this worse for people. yeah, call 98. They're great. They're really good at listening. It's really helpful for me. And I think it would be helpful for other people if they do that. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. I don't know, should I talk about something else? What other color should I go for? Green again? I like the green. Talk about being suicidal. So my friend that I did check-ins with, we talk about like what's going on or whatever, and I've never been suicidal since I met him, so I think it would be really interesting. I don't know how he would react, whether he'd be like, please go talk to someone else, like I can't support you, or like I think you need more help. Like I don't know how he would react, or if he would just be like, okay, this is normal as long as you don't have a plan. Or if he'd ask me why I'm suicidal, or like the triggers. I'm not telling him the triggers, but I have a feeling he'll ask. So if he does try to ask me how I'm doing, I'm gonna have to, I don't know, just say I'm because I'm manic. I mean, it is because I'm manic, but there's other things too. So yeah. Ooh, I made a good blob of like green. You see that right there? But yeah. Also, what's really helpful is just like seeing friends often. That helps me, like distracts me from the thoughts. And then like think about good people in your life that are like are helpful, or that you love, or like that make you happy, or like even if it's just brief. That's always nice. Maybe I'll stop talking after this thing is finished, or like the page is complete or whatever. I might want to go with this one. I haven't used that one, I guess. Ooh, that is a nice color. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, you guys. I have my bipolar support group on Tuesday nights. And I want to talk to them about being suicidal, but also like I don't want follow-up questions. But I also want to not be secretive. I feel safe talking to them, and like it helps me cope and process things, and they understand because they go through the same things, or like similar symptoms or whatever, or the same but different severity. Versus like just a person that doesn't have bipolar, they won't really get exactly what I'm talking about. Also, like suicidal thoughts are so controversial, and like people are so scared of like if people talk about them, then like they're gonna become more suicidal or whatever, or like that talking about having suicidal thoughts or suicide makes people suicidal. That's a myth. So yeah, it's just like I don't know. I think it's healthy to talk about, and if you have plans, then yes, you should get more help. I don't have plans right now. If I start having a plan, I'll take myself to the hospital. Or maybe I'll talk to 98 first, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully it doesn't happen. But I think the mania is making the suicidal thoughts come back. Because last time, I think, my long story short, last time I was suicidal, I was manic. And I've been manic in like different parts of these months since December. I had mania, hypomania, mixed episodes, and it's just been cycling constantly. It hasn't stopped. I talked about it in my other video. I was crying. But yeah. There's that. Ooh, I can paint my nails. I'm weird. Anyways. But yeah. It hasn't been this bad. The mania has been worse. Like, I've done like worse things in my life. In December. The worst things I've ever done in my life is December's manic episode. If I could talk about it privately, I would totally air it out, but can't, because it would change the way people see me, and they won't understand if they're not bipolar. So yeah, I know that's stupid. I wish they would. I wish people would educate themselves. I wish everyone was educated. That way there wouldn't have to be any like miscommunications or like confusion, or like the way everyone understands, you know? That'd be great. But of course that's not a thing. That would be too easy, right? Then life would be way too easy if we understood each other, right? And we have to have our life. Of course. That's the whole point of life, right? Anyways, I've been talking for so long and you guys probably don't want to watch that long of a video. I'm going to show the ending of my painting and thank you guys for listening. Okay. What do you guys think? Alright, that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Bye. Let me reach the bye button. Bye.